Royal Pains is a USA Network television series that premiered on June 4, 2009, starring Mark Feuerstein, Paolo Costanzo, Jill Flint, Reshma Shetty, Brooke Dorsey, Ben Schenkman, and Campbell Scott. The series is based in part on actual concierge medicine practices of independent doctors and companies. On November 5, 2014, USA renewed the series for Season 7 and Season 8, with each season consisting of 8 episodes. The 7th season premiered on June 2, 2015. The 8th season will air in summer 2016. Series synopsis. The series follows Hank Lawson, a young emergency room doctor, who after being wrongly blamed for an important patient's death, moves to the Hamptons and becomes a reluctant doctor for hire to the rich and famous. When the administrator of the local hospital asks him to treat the town's less fortunate, he finds himself walking the line between doing well for himself and doing good for others. Cast and characters. Main characters: Mark Feuerstein as Dr. Henry Hank Lawson, a formerly successful New York doctor, but was dismissed from his job after a wealthy hospital benefactor died in his care. When he saves someone's life during a trip to the Hamptons, he accepts an offer from Boris, a German nobleman, to remain as a concierge doctor in the resort community. He usually attends to wealthy clientele, but also others in need of care and often without the means to pay. According to the episode Keeping the Faith, he and his brother are Jewish. Paolo Costanzo as Evan Roth Lawson, Hank's younger brother. He is an accountant and self-appointed CFO of HankMed. Evan's job is to promote the HankMed business, at times using strategies that Hank finds inappropriate or too commercial. At the end of Season 4, he gets married to Paige, the adopted daughter of a wealthy, conservative military man who is running for the United States Congress. Jill Flint as Jill Casey, Hank's on-again, off-again girlfriend and an administrator at Hampton's Heritage, the local hospital. Jill works with Hank to open a small clinic while running the local community hospital. In the 4th season, she leaves the Hamptons to do relief work in Africa. Reshma Shetty as Divya Katdare, Hank's physician assistant. She joins the team early and is invaluable to Hank. She initially has to keep her medical career a secret from her parents. Forced by her parents into an arranged betrothal to a childhood friend, she has finally broken free of their control and is living on her own. As of Season 6, Divya has a daughter named Sashi. Brooke Dorsey as Paige Lawson, Evan's wife. Paige is the daughter of a wealthy, conservative former military officer with political aspirations who does not think Evan is good enough for his daughter. Paige and Evan meet when she hires him to play her pretend boyfriend, but their pretend relationship soon blossoms into a real one. In the Season 4 episode, Who's Your Daddy?, she is revealed to be adopted, and in the Season 4 finale, special, off-season greetings, she and Evan marry. Campbell Scott as Boris Quester von Jurgens Ratanich, a wealthy, entitled German businessman who offers Hank and Evan his guest house, and is Hank's first client. Boris has a genetic disease he is determined will die with him, and which he fights with equal determination, often by seeking rare or risky treatments. Used to getting what he wants, Boris has a rigid code of conduct, which can at times put him at odds with Hank. In Season 3 he has a son, Carlos, with his wife Marissa. Ben Schenkman as Dr. Jeremiah Saccani was hired by Evan to be Hank's replacement during Evan and Hank's temporary halt to their business partnership. Saccani stayed on when Hank and Evan made peace. He is an accomplished researcher and excellent at his work, although he has an awkward bedside manner because of his limited social skills. Saccani is an heir to a vast fortune. Recurring characters: Henry Winkler as Eddie R. Lawson, Hank and Evan's loving, ne'er-do-well father who left the boys when they were young. Accused of embezzlement, Eddie served a short term in prison and is now on parole, and has begun to rebuild his relationship with his sons. Anastasia Griffith as Dr. Emily Peck, a self-assured rival doctor who works with Hank. Emily is hired to substitute for Hank while he makes an extended visit to Cuba with Boris, and soon comes into conflict with Divya because of her confidence and her detached approach to her patients. Tom Kavanagh as Jack O'Malley, a pro golfer who was featured in the Season 2 episode Mulligan, and later became a recurring character in Season 3. As his friendship with Hank became more pronounced, Jack died in the Season 3 episode Hank and the Deep Blue Sea, which caused Hank to develop emotional trauma. Kyle Howard as Dr. Paul Van Dyke, a staff doctor at Hampton's Heritage. Divya first meets him while moonlighting at the hospital. After a brief flirtation between Divya and him, Evan hires him as one of Hank's replacements during the temporary halt to the business partnership between Hank and Evan. Van Dyke's personality is very energetic and impulsive, which has gotten him into awkward situations professionally and socially. Van Dyke would later join the new Hankmad. He had a pet rabbit of which he was very fond. Anna George's Rubina Cat Dare, Divya's reserved and loyal mother. She follows the traditions of a traditional Indian housewife, a sympathetic ear to Divya's frustrations and a bridge to Divya's father. When Divya's father disowns her, Rubina secretly keeps a relationship with Divya. She is eventually inspired by Divya to follow her heart, which causes her to leave her husband and travel the world. AJ Mater as Devesh Cat Dare, Divya's strict and straight-laced father. He practically disowns Divya when she cancels her wedding with Raj, but they reconcile once she becomes his nurse after he suffers a heart attack. Episodes. Location. Principal production of the show's pilot occurred in the Hamptons. However, other locations throughout Long Island were used, with Oaka Castle being the most prominent. Although actually located 60 miles to the west, in Huntington, Oaka served as the Hamptons' home of Boris, the German nobleman who offers his guest house to Hank and Evan. In later episodes, exterior and aerial shots of Oaka are used to introduce scenes in the guest house. In one episode, a Long Beach drive-through convenience store, Dairy Barn, was used as a fictional hot dog stand. A sign can be seen in the opening of that scene. Also, several scenes were shot on the bayside of Point Lookout. Other places used as fictional Hamptons locations include Northport Village in the town of Huntington, Old Westbury Gardens, Freeport's Nautical Mile, which served as the exterior and parking lot of Hampton Heritage Hospital, Cormset State Historic Park in Oyster Bay Town Hall, which was transformed into the entrance of the Hamptons Heritage Hospital emergency room. Catalina Beach Club in Atlantic Beach, New York was transformed for the pilot episode into the fictional Hampton. The hotel Hank and Evan stayed in upon their arrival in the Hamptons. Downtown Locust Valley, another haunt of the wealthy on Long Island's Gold Coast, plays downtown East Hampton in at least one episode, with interior shots in a store as well as street scenes. For several beach scenes, West Neck Beach was used and a food shopping scene was filmed in South Down Market in Huntington. Huntington Hospital is now used for Hampton's Heritage Hospital. 2 episodes of the second season take place in Cuba, but were filmed in Puerto Rico. Development and production. The pilot was filmed on location on Long Island, New York in the spring and fall of 2008. The pilot was directed by Jace Alexander, who also filmed the pilot of Burn Notice, another USA Network show, which aired in the hour before Royal Pains. Andrew Lenchevsky wrote the pilot and Rich and Paul Frank executive produced the project, with Lenchevsky co-executive producing and John P. Rogers producing. The series was then picked up for a 12-episode season. On February 24, 2011, the show completed its second season. The show was renewed for a sixth season. Season 6 was filmed in New York and premiered on June 10, 2014. Reception. Royal Pains has become one of the highest-rated shows on cable. The series premiere was watched by 5.57 million viewers, the highest series premiere for the USA Network since Psych in 2006. With episodes 2 and 3 watched by 5.59 million and 6.5 million viewers, respectively. It was the first show in 5 years to have viewership increase from week 2 to week 3. Ratings. DVD releases. Universal Studios Home Entertainment released the first season of Royal Pains in Region 1 on May 25, 2010, and released it in Region 4 on August 25, 2010. Season 2 was released in Region 1 on May 17, 2011. A DVD released on January 3, 2012, contained the first 10 episodes of the third season. Episodes are also available on iTunes, and seasons 1 to 6 are now available on Netflix.com through their streaming service. Novel series. Beginning in 2011, D.P. Lyle began publishing a book series based on the television series, under Signet Books' Obsidian imprint. International distribution. Legal issues. On July 6, 2010, actor Hayden Christensen and his older brother Tove filed a lawsuit against USA Network in a Manhattan federal court. In the suit, the brothers claimed to have pitched USA Network an idea for a new television series, called House Call, which involved a concierge doctor who made house calls to the rich and famous. The two brothers also claimed that a USA Network executive told him, prior to learning about House Call, he was unaware of concierge doctors and that he thought it was a fascinating idea. A USA Network spokeswoman declined to comment on a lawsuit. On May 10, 2011, a Manhattan judge ruled not enough evidence was available to justify a breach of contract claim because the claim concerns materials that are not copyrightable, such as ideas. The decision was reversed on appeal in June 2012, the court holding that Christensen's claims were not preempted by copyright law. The opinion stated, "There are several qualitative differences between such a contract claim and a copyright violation claim," and added that sister appellate circuits recently had come to this same conclusion. The case was settled with no details made public in May 2013.